Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is episode number 5 of season 2. And we are speaking about the great unknown. And so today is also the new supermoon in Aquarius. It is also the Chinese New Year, the year of the dragon. And to me, this all is the anchoring in and the big beginning of the new earth. Because as the frequencies are coming in, now the new moon here in Aquarius, Pluto now in Aquarius. Yes, Pluto is going to just switch back to Capricorn just for a short amount of time at the end of the year. But, we're pretty much anchored in Aquarius now. We're now in the age of Aquarius. We are now in the golden age. And that is the beginning of the new earth. And so, hello, new earth, here we come. And so this is why I want to talk about the great unknown, because the great unknown is the way we need to think of the new earth. And by the way, if you're listening to this podcast at a different date, just because today is the new moon and just because tonight is the Chinese New Year doesn't mean it won't be relevant for you, because everything that's anchoring in today is gonna last not just for this moon cycle, not just for this month, not just for this year. This is the vibrational direction of decades to come. And any of you who know me, you know that I've been speaking about the unknown, the great unknown, for a long time, and learning to navigate the unknown. And so why? Why is the new earth associated with the unknown? When we think of the old paradigm, which was mainly masculine energy, right? The old patriarchy at work. The masculine energy in and of itself is just an energy. It's nothing bad. But because the masculine energy holds all of the conditioning, all of the earthly responsibilities, the 3D, the tangible, the linear ways of navigating Earth, we are very used to that old way of living, that old way of being productive and thinking linearly, and the way that we are used to seeing everything through a 1-year plan or 2-year plan or 5-year plan, right? And really strategizing our goals and missions into reality. And that worked for the way it was. The new earth, and I've said this before, the new earth is a soul-guided experience. The new earth is meant to be you living, us living from our authenticity, from our sense of rightness, from our intuition, from our highest mind, highest perspective, from the grounded earthly connection, open heart, yes, new earth, feminine energy, open heart, earth reverence for each other as souls, reverence for each and every soul's journey and learning and growth experience, right? So the new earth experience is a much more, how should I say this? A much more elegant, graceful, evolved, humane way of existing in this experience as humans, as us playing human. And that is a beautiful thing. And that is the reason of the feminine energy. This is why I keep talking about the feminine energy. And this is even why I've started Goddess Resurrection. Because ultimately, of course, you as the goddess, you are in perfect balance. You are, of course, centered within both energies, using them very consciously, always staying connected in the feminine energy, always being open to your divine self, to your light, to your higher mind perspectives. The goddess is always with the light. Even Kali, even Hela, right? The goddesses that some judge or box up as dark goddesses. They're not dark goddesses. They work for the light. They are of the light, work for the light. Do they destroy darkness? Yes. Do they eat fear for breakfast? Yes. Does Hela run the underworlds? Yes. But she does it for the light, right? She is the boss and in charge to keep everything in order and evolving for the light. So just because they're dealing with darkness doesn't mean they are dark, right? So this is where I strongly disagree with some of these judgments out there. And so as long as we are working with the light and for the light and as the light, we are here to be light. And that does not exclude our own shadow, our own working with and healing through and processing through the old ways, the old woundings, the old trauma that was created in the old paradigm, that was created and brought on and experienced in other much more dense lifetimes, right? And so the new earth, if you want to envision this for yourself, you being in the new earth, you navigating the unknown, it means that you have to change, right? You need to continuously change. And of course, that requires the work, doing the work and staying in this self-observation with yourself. And so the unknown of the new earth, it doesn't mean we can't see it and sense it and feel it, right? It doesn't mean we can't envision it. So I envision the new earth for myself and my loved ones as a very harmonious, as a very heart-connected, soul-connected experience where communication and connection is most important, right? Learning to listen, really listening to your loved ones and wanting to hear what they have to say, wanting to hear where they are at, right? So we can always continue to learn more, always continue to grow more, wanting to care, wanting to help, right? Wanting to assist, but not from them being the victim or feeling like the hero. It is really a much more whoever has the most light leads, whoever is able to access the highest perspective and the highest guidance shares that, right? To always continuing to bring everybody into the highest frequency still, right? And so that to me is the new earth, where we get to live in a much more harmonious and healthy and peaceful way with each other and with earth. Now, is this going to happen overnight? No. And is this going to be a process that's going to happen for everybody at the same time? No, it's not. Of course not. It'll be pockets. It'll be, small families or communities growing. And, as this light and new earth experience grows, it'll spill over and it'll start affecting others with this light to grow, because they see it and they see how beautiful it is and they see how it works. And so the ones that are ready are going to start shifting and wanting that too, wanting to live that too. And of course, this is going to be a process. The reason why the new earth is a great unknown manifestation practice is because we have to surrender our egos. We have to surrender the old ways of identifying as just knowing the answers or wanting to push it into manifestation, wanting to control the outcome, right? These are all the ways in which the old paradigm lived, right? So for example, if we have an idea, right? So here I am with Goddess Resurrection. I have many visions for Goddess Resurrection, and I have wonderful thoughts about it and ideas about it and how I would love for it to grow. I could make myself a timeline, a plan, a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan on what I would like to accomplish in that time. But I also am very clear on that this is much bigger than me and I am just the vessel. This is all just happening and working through me. I am the vessel for this goddess movement, this goddess mission, which really is about embodying more of our light and being the expression of our light more and more and more. And so therefore I have to leave it to the light, right? It is my mission, yes. It is my baby, yes. But I am not the manifester. I am the vessel. So the purer of a vessel I can be, the more that I can stay in my light, in my purity of flow, the easier the divine light, the goddesses, Mother God, are able to work through me and move through me. And the beauty of this new beginning, this new earth beginning with today's super new moon in Aquarius and the Chinese New Year with the dragon, it is the beginning of magic. It is the beginning of the mystical. It is the beginning of unexpected things can happen quickly. And that's the beauty about the unknown. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. And that's another association that we need to take out of our brains, right? Unknown to many seems and feels scary and uncertain. Well, it is, but it still doesn't have to mean a negative. It still doesn't have to be a bad thing. How about we redefine the great unknown and manifesting within uncertainty and trusting our light as a positive, as an exciting new way to live, and let's perceive it as the great adventure. We are here to adventure. We are here to adventure through life. And the manifestations are really just the side effects to see what is possible and where we are at. But no more are we able to force things or control things within the new earth, because the frequencies are so high, they cannot be controlled anymore in the way that the more denser frequencies were able to be controlled by the ego, by the old linear masculine ways of wanting to push it into action. Right? Because now in the unknown, in this fluid, high frequency, we are so much more in the feminine energy. And so the unknown, with the magic coming in, with infinite possibilities, right? Because remember, the light holds infinite possibilities. things that are unknown, it can mean something is going to happen much faster, much quicker, so much more unexpected. It'll come in as a surprise. It'll come in because the magic of you and flowing and staying in your light and away from the thoughts is able to help you receive your blessings much more gracefully, is able to help you get things done much more quickly. All of a sudden, boom, 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 things just may unfold. And that's the unknown too. That was unexpected and uncertain as well, right? And just as another example, if I would have a timeline of Goddess Resurrection of the things I would like to accomplish, that's all good and well, right? Please, by all means, if it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel like you at least want to have a little bit of a roadmap for yourself, that's fantastic. But if you are guided to take a sharp right turn and to start something completely new over here, or to move it into a completely unexpected direction for your project, your mission, your baby, my Goddess Resurrection here, right? If that is the case, then I am going to follow that. I'm going to trust that, because that is the unknown. It is unexpected twists and turns. It is unexpected changes that may occur, because the light is now orchestrating with the light for the light. So I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Maybe a major player that I was meant to connect with has gone rogue and has gone dark, has fallen into their ego. And so therefore now the goddesses, the light, needs to orchestrate another player for me to connect with. And that may be in a different place, in a different country, in a different situation, in a different setting that I now need to be guided into. Right? So it is really letting go of the steering wheel to a great degree, and trusting and giving the power to steer that wheel to your light. And this means you need to keep listening, you need to keep trusting, and you need to keep following your intuition, your light, yourself as the light, knowing that you're co-creating with the light, for the light as the light, right? And so letting go of the steering wheel, of course, that's letting go of control. Right? That's the old energy not being in charge anymore. That's the ego not being in charge anymore. That's the old calcified ways of the masculine conditioning not being in charge anymore. That's a big deal. And it's uncomfortable, and it's going to take a moment to recognize the ways in which the old energies want to jump in and take charge and control that steering wheel. And that's when you need to catch that and say, okay, that's all good and well. We're not gonna make it a bad thing. And of course we have to take action, but it's inspired action that now is coming from and through the feminine energy as the light, giving us direction, giving us a roadmap ahead that is maybe only, 200 miles up ahead, not the entire journey, right? We're going to be, it's when you get there, when you need to know, you will feel it, you will see it, you will feel the next inspired action to take. And that is a level of trust that you need to practice. It's a practice, right? Living in the new earth, living in the great unknown, and learning to navigate your way through the great unknown is a practice. It's gonna get better and easier, right? As we practice it and as we get used to it. And the old parts and the old energies of us are also adjusting and adapting and are also flexible to now begin to work with it, because we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right? The ways in which we have learned to focus, the ways in which we have learned to strategize, the ways in which we have learned to be practical, right, and productive. That's still all part of putting inspired action into motion. Yes, we are still going to need to be resourceful. We're still going to need to be strategic and practical, but we never want to leave our feminine energy anymore from here on out. We need to, and we want to stay connected within our energy flow of our feminine, of our sensing and feeling and knowing and openness to, well, let's see how it goes, right? Let's see where I will feel guided to be and go and do, and what is my higher self, my higher perspective, my higher guidance to myself, right? Because we can only take responsibility for ourselves. And so the old ways in which we've identified, the old roles, the old hats that we used to wear, these old ways need to really be adjusted, right? So pay attention to yourself if the old energy wants to really be in charge. Maybe your old identification was with that you make that timeline, you make that plan, that year forecast or 2-year forecast, and these are the numbers, and this is the numbers, these are the numbers that we need to hit on the way, and this is what we need to stick to, and this is the plan, and that's the recipe for success, right? So if your old identifications or roles in which you have worked are wanting to hold on to the old ways, you will notice it one way or another, because either it's just going to fail and you're going to keep tripping up and you'll notice it that way, or you'll notice it within yourself before you take it into motion, before you take it into action, and you have that staying in front of it ability where you can say, oh, okay, hang on, let me see. What is my guidance saying to this, right? What is my guidance saying to this? And one very, very simple example I want to share with you quickly is one of my clients. She just moved, and she moved to a new city, not really knowing where she was gonna live, not really knowing what she was gonna do for work, not really knowing if she was gonna go back to school and what was the schooling going to be, the details of it, not knowing any of it. But she has a sense, she's feeling that she might want to dive into the healing arts and study in this new location. And so her feeling guidance was so strong that it was time for her to move to this new city, that she just did that, right? And so she stayed with a friend and then took an Airbnb. And of course it took trust, right? And we were talking about this in a session, that she was being tested by herself, by her higher self, to trust herself. One step at a time, blind trust. Okay, so the first step was to trust that she was meant to now move to this new location, to this new city. She did that. Then from there, the next door opens, and now she was looking for housing, and she was looking quite a bit, and it was quite challenging in the beginning. And I said to her, "Coach, remember, blind trust. Just keep visualizing what it is that you want, how you want to feel, and it will be there, it will come. And sure enough, the next level, the next door, the next step, boop, she's just found something and she's signing the lease and she's super, super excited. And so it is this now step by step unfolding that I want to just make you aware of. You may have to experience that just for you to get used to trusting. And so your higher self may test you in just trusting yourself, blind trust. Are you going to trust? Or are you going to hold on to the fear, the doubt, the worry? Are you going to have that certainty? Are you going to have all the steps secured before you make the move? Because that's not going to be supported anymore. So you really need to shake that loose. And if you're being tested within the concept of blind trust, that you need to learn to trust yourself, then you do that. This is the time now to practice living in the new earth. And of course, as you do, you're going to get stronger and more of your light will embody. But you got to learn to navigate and trust yourself through this new vibrational living that is the unknown. Yes? Yes. Good. And one more thing. You trusting yourself is also what you need to level up into in order to be a main player, a main light worker and light beam in this new earth experience. You trusting yourself means you are now trusting your soul, you are trusting your light, and the new earth is a soul guided, light guided experience. Yes, it is you being in yourself as the light. So to trust yourself and learning to trust yourself is just the beginning, because then it'll just be normal and it'll just be a knowing, and it's not even a need to trust it anymore because it's just so normal, and you go with it, you follow it, because you know this is your soul, you know this is your light guiding you, and you're one with it now. It elevates you above and above the trust level into just knowing. It just is. You just are that light flow. Yes? Being guided by yourself for the light and the co-creation with the highest light. And this will then continue to take you to the next higher level, the next higher path, the next higher timeline for yourself, right? Because you're going to keep leveling up. The more you practice trusting this guidance, this intuition, this knowing, this feeling, the better you get at it, the more normal it becomes, the more you're leveling up. And now you're leveling up, and now you're becoming the person that you will need to be in order to do big mission work, to do high timeline purpose work, right? Because now you're really growing into the person that you must be in order to take on these big light-filled missions, and in order for you to receive your new earth blessings and your new earth manifestations, right? Think of yourself as you need to level up to be able to receive your new earth blessings gracefully, easily, effortlessly, because you receive them and they match. They match your frequency because you've leveled up to that high frequency manifestation. And so, yes, navigating the unknown is going to get easier and easier and easier. It is absolutely necessary for you to keep catching the old ways, keep calming them and reinforcing to them that they will get to work once you've received the guidance, once you are clear on the next step, and then all of these old abilities that are still there are going to get into action. They're going to have a purpose. They're going to have a role, right? We're not excluding anybody or anything. We're just bringing in the bigger bosses now, the bigger CEOs. We're now bringing in, the new voices, which are, of course, your light, right? Your higher self that knows where you are meant to be. Your light, you know your highest timeline path. You know the highest reasons for this incarnation. You know where you have the potential of going. And so again, the only way is trust. Got to trust yourself to navigate this unknown and to level up into becoming that beacon of light that is easily and effortlessly receiving all of these manifestations that you've already planned out for yourself. And that's not even it. Because if you're really flowing with it, if you're really beginning to trust it, if you're really working with it, then again, you're in the unknown, because it could level up even more. It could level up even more so than what you, the soul, had intended for this lifetime. If you weren't sure of this being the last lifetime for your ascension process, with the potential of infinite possibilities now present here in the new earth frequency, the great unknown, again, you could just level up so much, picking up speed, just boom, 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 trusting, knowing, flowing, becoming, being your light to the level that you clear all of your lifetimes in this lifetime, even though it wasn't even a part of the original intention of your soul. Right? So, yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. Just, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Discover. Be the adventurer. Be the adventurer. And yes, eat fear for breakfast. But trust your intuition if you're sensing something is off, because that means it is. And that's when you pause. No need to fear, no need to worry, no need to doubt. Just simply stay in your feminine energy. Stay in that trust. Listen, keep listening. Okay, something is off here. I'm going to pause. And I'm not going to make a move until I have clarity again, right? And it's okay to stop and pause. This is when you get to luxuriate as the goddess, taking a bath, taking a day, enjoying yourself, trusting your process. You will know. Believe me, you will know. Whenever there's something that you are ready to now take action on, you will be told by yourself, by your light, by your highest possible next leveling up. And that is the exciting part about the great unknown. It's so exciting. It's so much more fun. It's so much more filled with potential than ever before. Anything is possible now. Hello, infinite possibilities. Quantum physics. That's the reality we are living in now, and I couldn't be more excited. From here, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Thank you for your energy, your presence, your time, your love. And I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours. Enjoy. Enjoy playing in this field of infinite possibilities. Mwah. Ciao for now.